Welcome back
That
to
was
the
fire.
God of Nick podcast.
That
Appreciate
was
you, fam.
fire.
Appreciate you, fam.
Man. Can't
Yes,
help
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
Great effects, great everything. I'm sorry I messed up your intro, but
Nah, you good.
that was
This is
well
live,
done.
baby. Appreciate
That
you.
was
Appreciate
well
you. Shout out
done.
to my brother. He's not here today, but he hooked us up with that the little bit of intro, and I had the other piece too. So
Alright.
shout out to him. But
Collaboration.
yes, sir. I am Apollo Reed. That's my name, right? Host of the God of Nick's podcast. I'm here with my cousin Rick the Ruler. You know what I'm saying? And today we have my man, Coach Fah of the Candid/Knicks Corner. How you doing, man? How's everything going?
I'm doing well, family. Once again, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. You know what I mean? Big shouts to my co-hosts, Mr. Lewis and Danny B. They are chilling, enjoying life right now while I'm doing the work.
that's, that's how it is. Sometimes you gotta put the hard work in. It'll show improve.
And I really appreciate being here for real.
Yeah, man, for sure. So we're here talking about, of course, if you've seen the thumbnail, we're talking about Mitchell Robinson today. And as we said before, shout out to the chat, by the way. Got my cousin on here. What's up, cuz? But yeah, like we said earlier in the chat, there's some people here who, in the Knicks fandom that might want Mitch out of here. I'm not one of those guys. I do want him to improve, but I don't want him gone. You know what I'm saying? Like it's two different things. I don't know why people can't want someone to improve without wanting them to not be here anymore. But this is New York, so this is kind of what you deal with. But so there's a list that I ran across by persources.com, who lists the top 10 centers, preseason rankings of the NBA. So we can go, we got a list of Jared Allen at number 10, Jonas Valenciunis at number 9, Clint Capella at number 8, Nikola Vucevic, these guys' names, man, at number 7, DeAndre Ayton at 6, Bam Adebayo at 5, Karl Anthony Towns at 4, Rudy Gobert at 3, Joel Embiid at 2, and number 1, of course, is Nikola Jokic. So my thing is, what will it take for Mitchell Robinson to crack this top 10 list?
Not much, if you don't mind.
So? Right now, go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, the number 10 is Jared Allen.
Yes, exactly.
If he stayed healthy the whole season, he would have had Jared Allen numbers. So
easily.
That's not hard. And I mean, again, I feel like people want Mitch to be more of an offensive threat.
It depends.
I mean, listen,
I don't want the ball in his hands more. You know what I'm saying?
I want the ball in his hands where he can do something with it.
Right.
I don't just want the ball in his hands because I've seen him with the ball in his hands in the wrong spots. He's kind of stuck. He's mud-footed and has to give it up, which is fine because you put him in the wrong spot.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, listen, he's an alley-oop king.
Yeah.
Throw it up there, let him put it down. The thing is, our offense needs about 6, 7, 8 of those per game, not 2, 3.
Yep.
And if we have that, he's got 10 points a game. So there it is. He doesn't necessarily need to extend to the 3 and do all that other stuff. If he can shoot a J every so often and it's wet, cool. Bonus. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily want that to be the theme. You know what I mean? I want my big man blocking shots, jumping out the building on 3 points, blocking those into the stands, getting his alley-oops, getting his in the air, doing this great stuff, and then driving people crazy. That's literally, if he does that job, I mean, again, people forget because he got injured going into the playoffs and Nerlens Noel played pretty well.
Yep.
People forget he is one of the main reasons why we were a top defensive team that season.
That's right.
And I don't need him to shoot jumpers and shoot threes. I need him to do what he does. Jared Allen doesn't do all that stuff. He's not shooting no threes.
And he's top 10, yep.
Right. So, please. And a lot of that is, I mean, because what's the name? The dude that was in Orlando and then went to the Bulls. What's his name? Nikola Vucevic.
Yeah. Yep.
Should he be as high as he is? You know what I mean?
Vucevic is good, but he's I don't know. I don't know if he's
I
like
mean,
what is he
he's not
six?
Jokic.
Yeah, he's not Jokic.
You know what I mean? So I'm
What is
like,
Vucevic on this list?
Yeah, what was his number
Uh,
one?
he's like
Vucevic
6 or
was he
7
was
or something
seventh.
like
He
that.
was seventh.
I think he should be up there.
I guess he's okay there. I
Yeah,
think
I
it's like
see him at
arguable.
9.
Yeah,
I
with
mean,
Jonas,
because
because
what the,
Jonas Valanciunas is not. So that to me, the kind I don't know. I think he's better than Jonas. I'll give him that. He's better than Jonas.
then maybe Jonas don't need to be on the list.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, 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 yeah. There you
controversy.
go.
No.
There you go.
That's why it's the candid quarter, brother.
Mhm. What'd you say, Rick?
His minutes dropped too. Valanciunas, I think his minutes dropped last
Yeah,
season. So I don't think
he
he's
did.
playing as much. So,
Right.
but I agree with you in the fact that it doesn't take much for him to make this list. Injuries definitely prevented him from getting a lot of the stats that would have put him on this list. But the one thing that I would like to see a little bit more from Mitch is to be more of a offensive presence. He's a major defensive presence. But and you're right, he is an alley-oop king. But I would like for him to do a little bit more than that. I would like for him to create more of a paint presence. A lot of times you see him like reaching over guys rather than boxing out and being the guy in the middle. So I would like to see a lot of that more from Mitch rather than just alley-oops.
To me, that's technical stuff because he also leaks on screens and doesn't actually stop and set screens, and it drives me batty. You're big. Lock
You
in.
gotta
Knock
lock
the
in.
guy off his balance. You can
Yeah.
do that and still jet to your spot.
Yeah.
That's what Jericho Sims
Taj
does
does
very
it
well
all
at
the
that.
time. And Taj does it all the time. So I'm like, you got Taj showing you how to do it.
Right.
Because I watched all last season and Taj did it exactly correctly every
every
single
single
time.
Every single
Everybody
time.
else want to kind of put their shoulder in and leak and then
Yeah.
dip out. Well,
Yeah.
set that daggone screen, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what's
Now,
up with these slip screens. Everybody plays too much 2K. That's really what it is.
yeah, that's what it. I mean, it's a fundamental piece that really helps that people they cheat on, and that's one thing. If you do it right, it'll open up a lot of things.
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
that the pick and roll is true when you set a proper screen, and you'll still get open.
You still will get open, and this is the thing. That's kind of why when I saw Jericho Sims, I'm not one of those guys that's gonna say he's gonna take Mitch's minutes. I don't think that's possible. I think there's just things that Mitch does defensively. This stuff, or maybe Nerlens, but there's just things that Mitch does defensively that I don't see anybody at that position doing. At all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not one guy at that position.
It's natural to him. It's instinctual.
Natural. Yes, right, exactly. So, but like I was saying with Jericho Sims, there's just the fundamental intangibles that he has when it comes to just setting a strong screen and cutting to the basket. A simple, strong screen and things like that, and just being able to defend at the rim, that will get him some minutes. Now, in terms of the Mitch thing, however high Jericho Sims goes on this team is based off of Mitch. If Mitch is here, that's that. Same thing with Obi. Randall's here. Listen, that's kind of where you at with that. You know what I mean? How you feel about that? What you feel about Fah?
I mean, again, I feel like we put players in boxes that coaches and GMs do not even consider.
True.
These boxes are for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because if you ask me, if you got a guy like Jericho Sims and he really develops to become somebody who could be really impactful in the league, and so does Mitch. That's the building blocks of a championship team, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, what we saw last season and why Nerlens was so important. Mitch was the starter, but there was not a defensive drop off when Nerlens got on the court because he mirrors what Mitch does.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so does Jericho.
And so does Jericho, yeah.
And that's why I said, if anything, Nerlens with that contract now becomes
tradable.
There you go. You keep the young Twin Towers. What do you keep?
Yes, sir.
You keep the youth because that way now we have that kind of defensive prowess for 4 or 5 seasons
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to 3, 4.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that whole Obi thing. Now I know it's just summer league, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily looking at point production and things like that. I'm looking at mental attitude. I'm looking at
It was different there. Yeah. For
yes,
sure.
I'm looking at confidence level.
Mm-hmm.
He was a deer in the headlights for the first half of the season easily.
Yeah.
He had a lot
Easily.
of hustle. He was running up and down that court, but it was just like
He didn't know
he
what he
had
was doing. He was just out there
yeah,
like, yeah,
youthful exuberance. I'm
yeah,
here.
yeah. I'm here.
You know what I mean? But this time in summer league, I saw more than I'm here. I saw I deserve to be here,
Mm-hmm. There's a reason
and
I'm here. Right.
there's a reason I'm here. And again, if this season during the preseason and training camp, all that, Obi continues to ascend, there's there's always a way in this quote unquote positioning as basketball. There's always a way to find a fit to put folk on the court.
Right.
Throw Randall at the 5 and Obi at the 4 and solves that problem.
There
It's
you
a
go.
small lineup. You put shooters all around and you
Mm-hmm.
drive folk crazy. And
Yep.
as soon as they figure that out, you bring Mitch and them back and you
And then
flip it
that's it.
again.
Throws everything off.
And you have fun with it. And this is good quality Knicks basketball.
Yes.
We
Yep.
find we there are holes, of course, and there are folk that we hope get better at positions,
Mm-hmm.
but this is probably one of the best positions for us to be in.
For
Period.
sure. For sure. And I think, and like I said, even last year, going into last year was to me one of the best positions that we were in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And now this year is even a better position
Yep.
because not only did we handle ourselves correctly in the off season, we already had a winning season to back that up. You know what I'm
And to
saying?
build on.
And to build on a playoff, you know what I'm saying, season to
And
build
they
on.
signed guys to extended contracts, so they're
Right.
not a whole bunch of new one and done vet
Mhm.
players hoping to keep a spot, hoping to get a contract, or just trying to put something on tape for the next team. These
Right.
guys
Yeah.
know they're gonna be here and they know what they're fighting for. It's brilliant.
Mhm. Yep. And and it showed last year. There was so much camaraderie. These guys love playing with each other. And
Yeah, they
that's,
do.
when you're an NBA player, that's kind of what you want. You know what I mean? There's no you can go to the Nets and go get a championship if you want to, but
Right.
probably won't be that much fun. You know what I mean? Because
Especially if you're not one of the main ones
one of the
doing
main
the
guys.
making. If
Yeah.
you number 13, 14, and 15 on the bench, you just smiling for pictures.
Yeah, you just taking up a roster spot.
Yeah,
It looks
really.
corny. It looks corny over there. It looks like just business. They don't look like they're gonna have fun playing together. They'll win, but like you won't. There won't be like an emotion
Right.
to their victory, like it was
I
for
agree.
Milwaukee. Like
Yep.
how everyone hate or love Giannis. Like you felt that energy when he won. Like how
Yeah.
everything you endured to get. You're not gonna feel that for the
Yep.
Nets.
No,
Yep.
no.
It's just
It'll be business as usual. Oh,
Yeah.
y'all won. Cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
right.
Yeah. Y'all did what y'all was supposed to do. You put all those
That's
pictures
and
on
that's
the
why
thing.
it's just cool.
Yeah, 'cause
Y'all
you did
set
what you're
up to do
supposed to.
that. Lakers the
Right.
same way. Y'all set up to do
Yeah,
that.
set up to
exactly.
do it.
So when y'all win, it's like, yay.
Like, all right, cool, you did it. This
Yeah,
is what you're
you're
supposed to
supposed
do.
to.
Yeah. To me, that's not exciting.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why
if I
like
know
when
when it's coming,
Toronto won,
right.
they wasn't supposed to win, and that was
Nah.
great. I
Yeah,
dug
that was
that.
a real feeling. That was a real
Yeah.
feeling. Yep. That was definitely a real feeling.
I think folk are getting tired of these super teams as a whole. I think
Yeah.
fan bases are starting to realize, dude, it
Mhm.
is more fun when you have teams to root for.
Right.
Right.
An
You know
actual
what I mean?
team to
That
go
you
for.
saw, they was corny before, but something happened. They worked hard. They got an extra guy, or they got
Yeah.
a new coach, and he got a
Mhm.
great idea. And
And
look
it
at him
changed
go.
everything.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at the Suns.
Yeah.
Suns fans, they might hate their owner. I have experience with that, we know. But
We all do, trust
they
me.
love that team. And they loved watching them ascend and all that. Denver too. I mean, this is what
Mhm.
the new NBA should be.
Right.
That feeling, that
Mhm.
excitement, that anxiety, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? That
See,
joy.
and that's why to me I loved the Warriors because I
They
don't
were.
care. I don't care how much you didn't like the fact that they had this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy there.
They all
before KD.
drafted except Kevin Durant.
They drafted these guys. They were
Ain't
all
no way I
there.
could be mad at the Warriors for what
I'm
they
not. I
did.
was never mad at them. You know what I
They
mean?
were
Because
all drafted guys, and 2 of them was like second round. Like, come on.
right,
Come on.
Yeah, Draymond Green was a second round pick.
Yeah. And Clay was late first round,
Late first.
and we almost got Steph like
Yeah.
2 picks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It was
So
one
again,
pick. It was
one
one
pick.
pick.
That's right. It was
Oof.
one. So again, and that was late picks too, though. Keep it real. That wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like early.
Was it? No, hold
It
on.
was
That
like
was
8. It was like 8 or 9 or
yeah, it
something
was
like
like
that.
8 or 9.
We are the kings
Yeah,
of 8 and 9
yeah. We have so many 8 or 9 picks. And then
forever, man.
that was the worst draft to me because we needed a point guard, and clearly we went for a center, which just threw me off.
Center-ish, because he wasn't really
Center-ish. He wasn't
center
even center. He
size.
was
He
a
was
center.
more like point of and with the Lakers, he played power forward, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
he was a center in college. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
and then that's the
but
same.
they
You got
got guys that's
DeRozan.
5'8" in college.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Exactly. So you get to the league. Same thing with Clay Anthony early. He was a power forward in college,
Yeah,
and he came to the league, and he had to
and
put the ball on the floor.
he was a
Could he do it?
halfway small
No.
forward, halfway shooting guard
Yeah, slash
at
power forward.
like strip clubs.
Yeah, like strip clubs and doing post up moves from the 3-point line. He couldn't do anything, bro.
And from the champagne room.
From the champagne room. Hopefully he I see he's still playing ball. Hopefully
Yeah. No, it's all love. It's all love. But yeah,
you
because
know.
I was rooting for him. Like
I was rooting for him too, because the school that I actually went to when I went to RCC, Rockland Community College, which is
right on.
right outside of like past Palisades Mall. So
Oh, I know.
yeah, when I went
know.
up there was a few of my guys that in my quote unquote crew. We were all ball players, but they were on the team and they played against Sullivan County. And he came from Sullivan County, and played against us there. And that was a rivalry, but they always beat us because he had clearly an NBA player. But I wanted it, and he ended up on New York, so it was big. I was happy, but it is what it is. Basketball is bigger than a story sometimes. But
that's why it's fun, and that's why we play, bro.
Exactly. And it's like same thing, like I was saying, the Warriors, the Nuggets, they're the same way. Having that homegrown, he got these guys here, and they're just gonna build on these guys and keep. Jokic is a second rounder. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
So that's how you do it, man. And I kind of hope that these guys don't try to trade the farm. All of these RJ rumors, cut it out. Like, what I mean? Let's just stop.
Again, I feel like those rumors are coming from fans that are just bored and talking because the season hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
And we need something to do, something to talk about.
We need something to talk about.
It's like, workout videos and stuff. Nah, we can't believe that stuff. Nah.
Yeah.
You know what? Who can we get for RJ?
Anybody. They'll throw you talk about Kelly Oubre. They talk about I've heard
that hurt my stomach. That was like eating bad potato salad.
Yeah, man. I'm like, what's wrong with these people? Y'all really don't like RJ that bad? Like, come on, man. And then you see he's on the top 10 shooting guard list, and then it's like, oh, maybe RJ is okay, and whatever. Anyway, so
before Zion's media fame popped,
it was RJ. It was RJ. I was a Duke fan. Trust me.
I mean,
it was
the talent didn't go anywhere. The media did.
The media did. That's it. The media is like, oh, Zion. I like what you're doing over here. And completely threw RJ to the dust. Like, all right.
Yeah, like, ooh, we got a new chocolate Barkley. All right.
Right. Chocolate Barkley. A little LJ. He reminded me of LJ a lot when he was out.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Great grandmama.
Yeah, grandmama.
Great grandmama.
So Jarrett Allen averages only 12.8 points and 10 rebounds. I think that is very, very, very doable for Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For him to be on that list at that point.
I mean, again, what's that? 4 lobs and maybe 4 trips to the foul line?
Yeah, easily. You know what I mean? And he's going to get those because, Mitch, he gets those offensive rebounds and they foul him right away.
Now, I would like him to see. I do agree with Rick DeRula on he needs more of a post game. Yes. So when you drop it down into him, he could do maybe 1 or 2 dribbles, do a left or right move, and do something.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll come. Y'all got to remember, he did not go to college.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He came raw.
And he was a second rounder.
Right. So all this benefit, and the last benefit we got, like from the last 2 years before this coaching staff, dude, that's wonderful because he had no development then.
Right.
This was just him playing ball, putting his sneakers on. Now that he actually has coaching, you know, those things will come because he's still a blank canvas. There's so much more for Mitchell Robinson. And I think
Right.
people keep forgetting. They try to put him in this little box. Nah. Let this cat develop with the right players and a system that's stable with coaching that you know is going to be here next year and the year after,
For
so that
once.
y'all can
Yeah.
build on what you learned last year and keep going.
Yep.
They all have this now. I mean, Tim's gonna be here for at least 3, 4 more seasons. So
Yeah, at least 3, because it was a 5 year. Wasn't that 5 year deal?
5 year. It
5 year
was
deal.
5 year.
So yeah, he has at least 4 more seasons left. You know
Right.
what I mean? And I think he's going to be one of those guys. He's going to live out his whole entire contract. I don't think it's
I'd love to see him get another.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
if the trajectory continues
if
the
we
way
keep
that
getting
it's
better,
going.
yep. This was just year 1, so I mean, he
Right.
has.
Right.
I mean,
let me ask.
Go ahead.
I mean, let me ask, Coach, because you said that we as fans put players in boxes, but coach and other staff, they don't necessarily do that. So
not in the same kind of boxes that we do.
Right. Okay. So oftentimes what we see the player do is kind of where we set the level for their talent. So in this case with Mitch, because of his injuries, we haven't got to see his full, potential or where he can go. So I think it's very easy when you only have a small sample size to put someone in a box. So fans, they go hard for their team and they want the best for the team. So when they see that, and they're looking around the league, they're like, all right, we'll take anybody because at least we know what they can do compared to this guy who we feel this is all that he can do.
They also have terribly short memories.
Terribly.
Because just the season before this, these very same people had pitchforks and knives screaming that we have to keep Mitch no matter what.
Yeah.
Because they saw what they did with that raw talent.
Right.
So one season later, those moods change. I'm not worried about the player. I'm worried about the moods. Because those moods will change again when the wind changes again. Right. If he shows up looking like a man-child possessed in the first 2 weeks of the season, you won't hear a thing about this again.
Nothing at all.
You know what I mean?
Real quiet.
But if he gets the flu 1 week and has an off week, you're gonna hear it all. Oh, see, it was fool's gold. He's not. We gotta go and get Jared Allen.
Yeah, he ain't going not with that contract.
But not with that contract.
Right now. But now that is another thing that Knicks fans, the accountant Knicks fans.
The accountant Knicks fans.
Those are the ones that's worried about Mitch because they know that kind of contract is looming.
Right.
Especially if he can get to 12-10 this season.
Yeah, if he can crack that list.
So they're worried that we're gonna end up having to pay him this money, so let's get rid of him now. But I'm like, if he earns that money, isn't that what it's for?
Right, you're supposed to earn it. That's
So we're gonna trade him to get somebody that we're gonna be mad at,
right? Which most likely will happen.
Yeah. Because how come you not blocking it like Mitch? Because y'all told us to trade him.
Yeah, and then whichever team Mitch goes to, and he'll play like an all-star, and then they'd be like, "Yo, how come we traded him? Like, how come we couldn't do that here?" Yeah,
if Mitch was on the Sacramento Kings for all this time, we've been screaming for him this whole time.
Yeah, for sure.
We should go get that Mitchell Robinson, boy. Yeah. I'm telling you, with our coaching staff, we can fix him.
And knowing our fans, we'd be throwing everybody in that trade too to get him.
We could have Karl Anthony Towns. We'd be like, he's been a bum these last 2 years.
He don't play Mitch. No defense. We need Mitch.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we can get Mitch and a first.
Right.
I'm talking about Karl Anthony too. So
yeah, I mean, we all like Karl Anthony Towns here. Nobody dislikes him. You know what I'm saying? But he's flawed. You know what I mean? He's on this list as well. There's things that he does and doesn't do. But somebody else that was on this list is Jonas Valenciunis. Now he's averaging
17 shouldn't be on the list now.
Yeah, 17 points, 12 rebounds. But I think that's just due to the team he's on. I don't think that's really him putting those numbers up.
Right.
That team is really good. They're young. They play ball. They got somebody good at the helm in John Morant. Dylan Brooks, is that the guy? Is that his name? Dylan Brooks?
Yes. Light
Yes.
skin with the wavy hair from like
Yeah.
El DeBarge's nephew.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
Elder Barnes'
Dylan
nephew for
Brooks.
sure. But he's got it up here, man. He's got it
No,
up
no,
here.
no.
You know
He's
what I'm
squared
saying?
away.
He's this.
He's a talented cat,
He's
yo.
very talented, and he's ready for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Those are the kind of guys you want when you have your
And they
team.
just traded Valachunas from there, didn't they?
Didn't they? Where is he now? No, wait. Hold on. Let me see. Let me double check that.
Yeah, Joe
Let's
said
see
he got
where
traded.
is. Did he get traded? He is part of.
He's in Chicago. No. He's not in Chicago.
Let me
The
see.
dude from the
Current
Magic
team.
went there, but I'm pretty sure he was just traded. I
Let's
felt.
double
Where did
check
he
that.
go?
Present. No, he's on the Pelicans. You're right.
Pelicans. Yes, it was the
Yes,
Pelicans trade.
he's on the Pelicans. He's on the Pelicans,
So
and
now
that's
he's
right
with
because
Zion.
he's with Zion, and they Steven Adams. Steven
Yes,
Adams.
Steven Adams, Eric Gordon, I believe, and
Wow.
somebody else.
No, Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe.
Bledsoe.
Yes, Eric Bledsoe, Steven Adams, and they went to Memphis.
Right.
Okay. That's
To
it's not a
give
bad
some
trade.
veteran stability to go along with
Right.
that youth to get them to the next level.
See, that's a team I'm glad is in the Western Conference. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right?
The Grizzlies are going to be a good team going forward. You know what I
Yes.
mean? But at this point, I still like our trajectory a little bit better than
They're
theirs.
like the Pacers West, though.
Yeah. That's
You know,
exactly.
if the
Exactly.
West Coast had a Pacers team, it
They
would
would
be
be the
the
Pacers.
Grizzlies.
Yeah, they would be. Yeah, they're gonna be good, but they're not gonna be like a championship contending team.
But they
You know what I
gonna
mean?
drive teams crazy that's
Crazy,
trying to
Yeah.
make it. They gonna
crazy.
give them teams headaches because
Hmm.
Indiana's gonna give us headaches.
They are. They are. I
We
mean, it's.
I feel like we can end up still being better than them, but they're going to give us those nights.
We are better now.
But I tell you what, man, gentlemen.
They're gonna be the playing. I think they're a playing team.
Oh yeah. But I
I think
tell you
they-
what, gentlemen, our front court
Mm.
between Mitch starting, Nerlens off the bench, and
Jericho.
Jericho as that backup, we don't fall off.
No.
Norvell Pell was interesting. He has the frame. He's got
Yeah.
the body, but number one, he doesn't have the basketball IQ that
The
Mitch
IQ.
has.
Yes. Hmm.
Because Mitch instinctively knows where to be in the right position, and Norvell's like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be here." No offense,
Oh, this is
Norvell.
what was.
If you're watching, respect, dude, brother. I appreciate you, but you was kind of slew-footed,
He's
and
a little slow. He's a little slow.
just a little bit. I mean, and I get it. The first couple of games, I get it. You're nervous, you're excited. You're with the Knicks, we're making moves. It's exciting,
Right.
and but after a while, dude, get it. And he
Wake
just
up.
didn't
Yeah.
really get it. So I'm
Yeah.
glad he's out. It already looks like Jericho's got it. And honestly, it would be funny if it ends up being Mitch and Jericho and then Nerlens behind Jericho by the end of the season.
I think if that happens
We'll
before
have a great
February,
trade piece
he's
from it.
traded. Yeah, I think that if that happens before February, he's traded. I don't know how soon that'll happen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think by the trade deadline, but the
Or by
writing will
next
be
year.
on the wall for the off season where we can
Yeah.
make a move.
Mhm.
And again, we're gonna have Taj, who's / assistant coach.
He's assistant
anyway.
coach. He's not going.
You know what I mean?
He's not going nowhere. He's here.
He's good. So
I like that.
he's like that dude in Eddie. So he can lace him up when you need him. The old
Yeah,
school
yeah.
dude on the bench with the knees. He'll lace him up when necessary. You know
Yep.
what I mean? But
That's literally Taj too.
yeah. At this
Literally.
point, and he's happy
Miami got
about it.
Haslam. Miami got Haslam. We got
Yeah,
Taj.
There you
So,
go.
I mean,
Right.
Just like that, lifetime deal. Keep
Yeah.
him here. I don't care how much it's for. Keep him here. I'd rather be paying him than be paying Joakim Noah.
oh my God.
We're not gonna go there.
No, because it's good times.
Yeah, good times.
We have happy thoughts now.
Wait, we still paying him the shit? Like, I'm doing it. I'm not doing it.
It's the last year though, so it's fine.
It's the last year. It's the last
And it
year.
hasn't hurt our cap or any of our flexibility.
These
So
guys
it's
are
okay.
brilliant. These guys are brilliant. With
Right.
what they're doing.
So,
I don't
listen,
have any doubt.
Joaquin's from New York. I'm from Queens. I get it, man. Get your
Mhm.
money. I'm not mad at you. Get your paper. But
Get your paper.
as long as it's not affecting our cap, get your paper.
Right, exactly. I don't mind. I ain't mad at you.
See, he's 9,
So
so he could have fell off anyway.
he
Clint
could have fell
Capella
off.
is low on this list, in my opinion.
He's very low. He's
He
very
should be a
low. I
lot
think
higher. I mean,
he should be
4 or 5, honestly.
yeah. He's very very interesting at
I
this
mean, but
point.
Bam is fire too,
Yeah,
though.
Bam is fire. DeAndre
No,
Ayton is
I think
fire.
he's exactly where he needs to be. I wouldn't put. I
I'm
wouldn't
putting
put
him
him
over.
over.
I'm putting him over
Okay.
Vucevic.
Clint
I'm putting him
Capella.
over
Yeah.
Vooch.
Oh no. Really?
Yeah.
I'm putting him over
I
Vooch.
agree.
I'm putting him
Clint.
over Vooch.
I mean,
I mean, offensively,
he is way more impactful for his teams than Vucevic
exactly,
is for
exactly.
his.
That's my point.
He
The
just
numbers,
is.
you gonna look at the numbers, and yeah,
Houston
Vucevic can
and
score.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta would not have been nowhere where they are without him.
Well, you see what happened to Houston after he left.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. The
So-
wheels fell off defensively as soon as he left.
Well, they had a lot of other stuff going on too. But
yeah,
But
No,
that
no,
was
they had a James Harden over there.
Mm.
They had a
Yeah.
James Harden over there.
exactly.
I like
Clint
y'all.
Capella's averaging 15.2 points per game and 14.3 rebounds at 59.4%, 57.3% from the free throw line. Yeah, I think
All right.
off impact,
Yeah.
I'm putting him at 7. I'm putting him at 7 over Vooch. I don't really see anybody else that I should move Vooch for, especially not Jonas.
Yeah. Yeah. We can flip them.
You can flip them. I definitely put Vucevic at 8 and then put Clint at 7. At 6 you got DeAndre Ayton. Now here's where it stops. I think Mitch's max is around 7-8. Because yeah,
Vucevic is still a little bit more versatile offensively.
right, yeah.
He can give you 20 points.
Mhm.
Mitch would have to develop that jump shot and that post game.
Yeah.
But I
At
would
least
definitely
the
need
post.
that post game.
I definitely just want to see him put his back to the basket. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Just at least just once. He doesn't and I don't mean let's run a play through Mitch. I don't think he's ready for that.
No,
I
and
just
I don't
think
think we
on
need
the-
to do that now with the way the
Right.
team is constructed.
Exactly. But on the scramble plays, if you have a 10-footer in front of you, just pull it.
Dump it
But they-
down, let him
you know
do
what
a
I'm saying?
couple.
Gotta get him ready
Yeah.
for that. Because we're gonna need that in the playoffs. Right.
Yes.
If he can stay healthy, we're gonna need that.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
I mean,
Yep.
I gotta lay out this thing because I always hear this is like a misconception about Mitch being oft injured. Mitch isn't oft injured.
Nah, he's not.
He had 2 breaks. Breaks are fluke act. They don't always happen. You know, it's not like a strain that can get tweaked. You're not gonna break your foot and then break your foot again after you broke your foot again
Right,
one more
yeah.
time. You're not gonna break your hand after you break your hand after you break your hand.
Yeah.
So those things I don't think we'll see that this season.
Mhm.
Now he may end up with a muscle strain here and there because that's just what it is.
That's what
But I don't see Mitch having those kind of injuries that'll keep him out for like really, really extended periods of time again. So
Mhm.
I think we'll be okay with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's not a knee injury.
Right. It's not a back, lower back.
I don't think it's something that he's had back to back. These are things that to me, all right, well, if you want to question his durability, okay. I wouldn't say he's often injured. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think he gets injured that often. I think these, like you said, freak accidents. But durability is something that you want to take into consideration, especially this season. You know, don't run him at too many minutes. He's coming off the injury. I've heard a few weeks ago he still had the boot on, so maybe he's not ready for 30+ minutes. You know what I mean? So
the last time I saw the last workout video with him and Kenny Payne, it didn't seem like he had the boot on still, and he was working out, he was lifting and stuff. So
right, yeah, and he gained what 2
like another 20, 25 pounds.
25 pounds,
Of
yeah,
just muscle. He's a lot bigger now. So.
Right. Which spells a little bit well for him in the post. Hopefully that
that'll help. That helps the durability, the size, because he was always a little lanky.
Yeah.
So the more size he gets to be that athletic in the paint, actually, that's scary. And then it's all muscle too. That's kind of scary.
Right.
I agree, Izzy. Straight up, I agree. A healthy Mitch is a game changer.
So Joe has a different point. He said he disagrees. He feels that Vooch was a number 1 player on multiple playoff teams. I think it's also due to where he was. I think Orlando. I'm not gonna sit here and say that the team was trash. I mean, he was on a playoff team with a good coach.
I mean, now that
He
was
was a,
playoff bubble.
that was playoff, but did he? Was that the only time he made playoff team?
That was playoff
I think he has
bubble.
one or two playoff appearances. He might have two. How many playoff appearances then does Vucevic have?
I like him. I think he's a
I like
good.
Vooch. He's definitely
I
a
mean,
top 10.
again,
He's top 10.
the thing, see, that's
Yeah.
what's funny about
Right.
picking apart these lists. It makes it sound like we don't like these players. No,
Yes, 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 yes,
I'm
yes,
just
yes.
trying to weave through the list to see which ones really,
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, sometimes he's hanging on the string.
Right, yeah, for sure. And this is kind of, ironically, they're both on the Bulls, but it's kind of the same thing that people are saying about Zach LaVine in terms of, yeah, he's a good player, but how empty are these stats? Is he
Right.
really helping you
How
win?
much is the needle really moving because
Right.
of this dude?
Because of this guy? Is the needle really pushed because of this guy? And, these are valid questions because none of these guys have ever gone past the first round.
Right.
And, it's once it's been
But Clint Capella has.
Clint has, and this is why he should be
A little higher.
and this is just off impact,
Right.
not because of, and it's no disrespect to Vucevic, but it's a lot easier to build around a Mitch than it is a Vucevic. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Especially when you're a defensive team. Now you put
Right.
Vucevic on this team, it's not going to work.
No,
It just
because he
wouldn't work.
needs the ball in his hand.
Right.
He's a scorer.
He's a scorer,
But
and then,
we need guys to block shots, get rebounds, etc. So it wouldn't work.
exactly. It just wouldn't work. It wouldn't make any sense because on the team that he's on right now,
It's going to be interesting because he's got a lot of folk that need the ball in their hand. Well, Zach definitely. Lonzo will always have the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting
DeMar
to see
DeRozan.
his move. Well, DeMar can play without the ball. He can move without the ball.
He can.
He's
not much of a
Vucevic is going to have to
shooter,
learn.
He
He's
got
going to have to. True. But he's also a mid-range
He's off ball
guy.
scorer. Yeah, he's off ball scorer. Cutter
Right.
guy,
Right.
slasher. Yeah. He
So
definitely makes
that-
Who else is on that squad? Wasn't there 4 people that went to that squad?
so it was
DeRozan.
Lonzo, Zach, DeRozan, Vucevic was already
Yeah,
there.
Vucevic, who we talking about? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Because he was traded first, and then
He
the
was the
rest
first
came.
one.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be a good team. I think that's going.
Who's the head coach?
Who is their head coach? That's a great question. Who's the Bulls?
You know, I
head coach?
try.
Because I think I think they just got a new head coach, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, and to me, that matters,
Right.
especially first year of
Look
a
at our
bunch of
team.
new players coming together.
Oh, it's Billy Donovan. Is he still there? I don't think they
So
didn't
it's the
change
same.
their coaches. Oh, they didn't. I think they were rumored to get rid of Billy Donovan,
but they
and
ended
didn't.
up keeping him.
Yeah.
Man, I can't work at a job like that, man. Where you find out stuff on social media before your company.
Employees, you know what I mean?
No. I'm wrong. What it was the coach got fired last year. This was Billy Donovan's first year.
First,
That's what
okay.
This is Billy Donovan's first year.
So it's a recent coaching change.
It's a recent coaching change, and
So he really doesn't have a grip on the team yet. Anyway, now they got a bunch of new faces, so it's going to be interesting.
It's questionable if he has a grip on the NBA right now, honestly, because if you look at what he did in OKC, outside of having KD and Russell Westbrook, he didn't really do much. He never made it out of the first round, especially after KD left. That was it. In those 3 years, Russell averaged a triple-double 3 years in a row, and they didn't leave the first round in the playoffs. And he had Melo, he had Paul George. So
yeah, but that one season, it was like they froze Melo out that year. It was weird.
That was
anyway.
That was weird.
That was very weird.
That was very weird.
And they paid for it, so there you go. Karma.
Yeah, exactly right.
Karma's a funny thing.
It's so great. So, like I said, I don't know what Billy Donovan is going to change or what how
he just needs to be able to implement like an offense that makes sense to where everybody who is there is happy. Because Vucevic, if he's not happy, after a while, there's going to be rumblings.
Yeah.
If Zach's rumblings are going to be quick if this thing doesn't work.
Right. Yeah. Because they're not stupid. They're not stupid. They know that this team, the front office was just packing players on in there just to keep him happy. And if they're not winning, he's going to get out of there. Him and his agent are not stupid.
Yeah. So this is going to be a very interesting time for them.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
yeah,
agree.
they got a lot of pieces, but I'm not expecting them to be like, whoa.
Nah, I don't. I wasn't blown away by that off season. If we would have made that off season, people would be trashing us right now. That's just how it is. I guarantee you. If we'd have had an off season with
People are
DeRozan
saying that
and
they
all,
had the best off season than any other team in the NBA.
yeah, because of the names.
Yeah.
I don't think that team
That's
is
what
going
they're
to
saying.
fit.
That's what they're saying.
I mean, it's kind of like the offseason we had when D Rose was talking about. They're talking about we're one of the super teams, and then what happened?
That annoyed me when he said that. That's like,
That was crazy. I was like, why would you say that? That's not
what?
true.
Come
Don't do
on,
that.
man.
Don't do that. Come on. And then look what happened. He was taking flights in the middle of the season. He was out of there.
Yeah. It was super all right.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Like, don't do that again. Now that he's smart, he knows. He's
And you
like,
know, and this is the D Rose, and we could talk about it because we have the better version of Derrick Rose.
yes.
And hopefully, that's here to stay. He looks like a completely changed person, so I'm not worried about D Rose.
I wouldn't mind seeing him on the coaching staff in a couple of seasons. Either.
Yeah, I would, especially. I wouldn't doubt it, especially if Taj is here already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I could easily see both of them in suits behind Top Thibodeau. Like,
Easily.
I could easily see that.
Easily. So,
because those are his guys. Those are his guys.
Those are his guys. Yeah,
those are his guys from like early. So you want to tell me he don't like young players? Both of them cats was young players when he met them.
Right. Yep. And that's still their guy too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And we talked about it on the show. Taj is that's our favorite nigga.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, that's family.
You know what I mean? That's family, man. And he's from Brooklyn. And, he really cares about the city. You know what I mean?
He cares about Brooklyn. He cares about the Knicks. Yo,
he cares. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you don't really get that same feeling from the guys across the water. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
they feel like they're doing it. Yeah, they feel like they're doing it because they have to.
They're like Park Slope now.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, bro.
It's like the Nets are gentrified for real. It's like if you want a latte, you go to Barclay. You know what I mean?
You know what? You're seeing people.
You want pizza, falafel, you come to the MSG, bro.
You get it real when you come to MSG, man. That's just how it is.
Yo, I don't need soy yogurt.
Soy yogurt. Soy yogurt. So all right, so number 5 on his list is Bam, and Bam,
I'm fine with him there.
We're good with Bam.
Yeah, he up there.
He's there, and I think his
game keep developing.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, he might creep his way up this list depending on how these other guys pan out.
Very much so.
Have we
Carl
seen
might creep his way down?
That's what I'm about to say. Have we seen the best of Carl?
Mm-hmm. We might have.
We might have seen the best of Carl, man, and a lesser version of him on a better team might work.
His teams
nowhere.
He takes him up the street. He takes him to the fish joint. After the season's over, they got their season-ending dinner at Shoney's.
Shoney's. Yo, but it's crazy to me because he's literally only had one playoff appearance
with Tom Thibodeau. And he did not want to play for Tom Thibodeau.
And he didn't want to play for Tom. So this is why when that conversation comes up with us, for those 2 reasons. 1, he didn't want to play for Tom. It didn't look like it worked.
Mm-hmm.
2, and Jimmy Butler couldn't stand playing for some odd reason. It was weird. And 2, you haven't taken your team anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere. Like not past the first round. I mean, you've gone to the playoffs. And how well did they do that series?
Swept, probably.
Probably got swept. You know what I'm saying? So
2K, if they show up in the playoffs, they gone.
They gone.
The next round.
It happens every single time. Every time I send them, it happens. They gone. They
never last.
They never last. So, I mean, I do think that Karl Anthony Towns is talented.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put him on this team,
he is a Robin. And I don't really use that term, but
that's fine.
He needs an alpha that can drive him.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that a little KP-ish? It's kind of KP-ish of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, because to me, it's Cape. No, I can't even say KP's a Robin, bro.
Well, he could be.
He has the talent to be a Robin.
Right. Because I know Porzingis is not an alpha.
He's not an alpha at all.
He's just not. He's not an alpha.
Definitely.
And he fell for the hype that was given to him in New York when he went to Dallas, and he's tried to bring that game to Dallas, and it doesn't work.
They were like, "Whoa, this is not basketball, guy."
We're like, dude, we need you in the paint, blocking shots and getting rebounds. I don't need you shooting threes and missing. Come on, let's hit it.
Yeah. Game, so what are you doing? And that's the thing. When he was here, there were just things that he did that made it bigger than what it was because it was in New York.
And we were thirsty.
Yeah, we were thirsty. We were so thirsty, and it was especially at that time. It was Melo had went down with the injury. I think that's how we ended up with him, and because we tanked that the rest of that season.
And we were just looking for anything good
and anything.
And we were mad when we got him. And then he started blocking dunks. And then he started dunking on people's necks. And we was like, oh, okay, yeah.
We good.
We got a guy.
He's good.
All right. And then his brother started trying to get into the front office.
But I always I saw through all of it. There were things about him I didn't like. Number one, the durability. With him, he completely had durability issues. He could not stay on the floor. There was things that he just looked like he was scared of contact. That drove me insane.
Yep.
He was. He still is afraid of contact.
Y'all seen that bar fight where he got herbed out by them dudes in Russia?
Nah. Yeah, he got beat. I think he got beat up. I think that was crazy. That was crazy.
You can't come back to New York after that, though.
Bro,
if
like
you
this guy's
butt handed to you, you can't come back to New York.
No, not New York.
You got to keep that on the low.
I think at that moment we was like, yo, I think I'm good on KP, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm good on KP.
Hey, good luck in Dallas.
Yeah, and I didn't see, and that was my thing. I didn't think KP ever was that guy, which is why when his name came up in trades, I was okay with it depending on the trade because I wanted to see what was out there. And there was people who were like, oh my God, I can't believe you're trying to trade Porzingis, you're bugging. And I'm like, listen, man, if we can make it happen, let's make it happen. And it was strictly because of the fact that he never played more than 60 games.
Right.
And that's important to me. I'm sorry, there's 82 games in a season.
Second-year player.
Right. At that early in your career, you can't play a full season.
Right.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
Right.
Come on.
Has he played a full season yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. So
you
to me,
the team and you're not playing.
That's why I felt like we wanted to trade when it happened. I didn't even care what happened before Dennis Smith Jr. turned into Derrick Rose. Before all of that, I was like, we want to trade. We got him off the books.
We did
good, no matter what happens with Dennis Smith Jr.
We got off him. We got off Tim Hardaway Jr.'s
contract. Yes. Courtney Lee's contract, which wasn't terrible.
I missed Courtney Lee, though. He vanished off the face of basketball.
That was it. Once he went to Dallas, I think he played for like 2 months, and that was it.
And that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
It's like, and he can't get a job somewhere else. Like,
it's crazy. I don't know how, because he was kind of up there at that time. What was that? 2018.
I mean, he should at least be in the big three by now. I should be watching Courtney Lee play ball.
Yeah,
Jack is like,
Jared Jack is balling. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think that we're good. We're in a good.
On KP, oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We won that trade. It turned into, like I said, Derrick Rose, essentially, even Taj Gibson coming back, and the second half of the season that we had last year. I wouldn't say it's fully due to Derrick Rose, but he was that spark for sure.
He was.
There wouldn't have been no flame without that spark. So,
agree.
I'm very, very happy with what we did in the offseason, bringing these guys back, bringing the right guys back. Everybody wasn't happy with the contracts. They talk about Fournier's contract. They talk about Alec Burks' contract and
the accountants.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you look at it, all of those contracts are tradable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. We're not heavy laden on anything right now.
Yeah. Right. I'm very, very, very pleased with the front office and the moves that they've been making. Yes. It's so anti-Knicks. What we've been doing in the past that I trust them. You know what I mean?
You kind of can't help it.
I'm like, all right, cool. Let me see what happens, because when
y'all been right so far. All right.
Like, okay,
yeah, right. Because like during the draft, when they waived their pick, we were just like, what? Like
we were like, whoa.
Then we were like, they're up to
okay,
something. And
let's see what's going on.
Yeah. And we're happy with all the moves that have been made so far. So
and then as the draft went along, we started to see like, all right, hold on.
They got something.
This name is dropping. This name is dropping. So we can get the same guys we want way cheaper.
But for way cheaper.
Way cheaper. Yeah. So I think they saved $2.1 million this year and $1.8 million next year just by dropping down, picking the same guys that they wanted.
Deuce McBride.
Come on,
you got Grimes.
You got Grimes, Jericho.
Deuce McBride looked like, what's his name? Oh gosh, we have the meats. What's his name?
Oh, what's his name?
Ving Rhames. Don't he know he got Ving Rhames in the face?
He got that angry face.
Yeah, with Ving Rhames in the flat top. I'm like, wait a minute.
I gotta look at it now.
And like that, when he grabbed the ball from dude, it looked like he was dude from Baby Boy, like for real.
He looked like he put him in a headlock.
Yeah, he was like, "Come on, Jody, I'm paying for this orange juice."
I'm excited. It's crazy because we went the entire show without mentioning those guys, and I think they're gonna have a major impact because there's just so much that they bring to the game, including Grimes, because a lot of people, we're talking about
no, that 3-point is going to be wet.
It's going to be different. It's going to be different, and especially off the dribble. There's just a lot that he does. I mean, to be honest with you, by next year, if everything goes right, he and Evan Fournier might be battling for some of those minutes. You know what I'm saying?
I was even going to say that makes Alec Burks expendable.
For sure. That's why that contract is.
Fournier still has height, so I'd slide him off the bench at the 3. Which makes Alec Burks a little bit
more. Because he's taking Alec Burks' minutes. I don't care what you say. If he's shooting like that and playing defense like that.
Right. So what's brilliant is we've got solid guys that can play a role for us. And we've got good picks that can learn and pick it up and potentially take those spots, which now gives us more trade movement later on down the road, given everything works out with the development and stuff. So this becomes a 6-year plan very easily.
Yeah. But why does it have to go to trades? Like, why can't we just keep this team? And
I mean, later on, in case we need to make another move somewhere.
Sorry, I missed what you said.
No, I'm saying just in case something happens down the road and we need to make a move. But not like, Grimes is up. Let's get
time to go.
I agree with you there. I mean, keep a stacked team. You got the Nets bringing in Paul Millsap. They found out LaMarcus Aldridge's ticket is good. They brought him back on.
Right.
They are stockpiling these vet guys and these quality guys because they don't have them. If we have these homegrown and continue to draft well and then develop what we draft, for years to come, we will have a farm system of good quality players that we can fit around the stars. This is perfect.
Like Jericho Sims working with Taj, that excites me.
Yeah, it does.
That excites me.
Because Taj is going like, look, young man, you got to get your head down here. You got to put your head here. That's what they need.
The talent is there. It's just the mindset and the position, like how to move because like we said it several times on the show, it's all about the matchup. So if this person can't handle this matchup, then we got this other person right here who could probably handle that matchup times 2. And this puts us in such a great I cannot wait for this season.
Chess pieces.
I haven't talked about it all show. I probably haven't even said his name once. Because usually when you say this name, things start to get a little crazy because depending on who you're talking to. But knowing you, I think we're probably along the same vibe. What do you think we'll see? And we'll end off with this. I won't spend too long on it. What do you think you'll see from year 3, RJ?
Oh, please, bro.
3? Oh,
Oh,
You
please,
scared me, man. I thought she was going.
I mean, dude,
We actually went a whole show without mentioning RJ Barrett, so I'm proud of
his
myself.
free throws were shaky his freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
By sophomore year, he was solid.
70, what's 5% from three from
Yes,
free throw?
yes, and getting better.
Yeah,
Because remember, when we saw him freshman year, they would clank, and we
they
just
were
started
clanking.
knowing, oh, they're just gonna clank.
Yeah,
They're just gonna clank. He'll
we could
get it.
just as soon as he went it up here, like, oh, that's miss. Okay, yeah,
And now that, oh, all right, all right. At
Mhm.
first, the first beginning of the season, I'm like, okay, he made it.
Yeah,
Okay, he
yeah,
made
yeah. I'm
it.
like, oh,
He
okay,
made it.
man,
And then
okay,
after a while, I'm like, he making his free
he's making them.
throws. And you
Uh-huh.
get used to it. And he
Yeah,
started driving to put his head down and make that move. I love that.
because that makes
Now
you're confident in
expand
your
on it.
free
Right,
throw ability.
right. Now
Yeah.
expand on it. And from
Yeah.
what I saw, and I know again it's just workout videos and stuff, but I'm seeing the step back three from him all of a sudden.
He's playing NBA players though.
He's 6'8" now apparently.
Apparently, if he's
Yeah.
6'8",
I mean, because he's still young, so kids grow.
yeah, he's only 20.
Frank
He's only
grew
21
like
years
4
old.
inches with us.
Yeah, he's only 21 years old.
Right. Frank grew like 4 inches
Yeah,
while he was with us.
I mean, I wish we got to see more of Frank.
Long story. Next show, I'm with you though. But RJ, I'm willing to put the tiniest of wagers because I don't wager, but
right.
I'm willing to
Yeah.
put the tiniest of wagers up that
I'm real frugal with my money.
either he will be an all-star or he'll be close to it this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
The all-star really will depend on if Randall can repeat and if the team is strong.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the team is strong, they're gonna pull two. Because he'll be the one. Randall's gonna be the one.
Yes.
So if we're really strong around that time, they'll pull two. And if RJ's numbers and his impact is up like I think it will be, he should be that too. He's not going to be a starter. He's going to be coming off the bench
For sure.
But he'll be a first time all-star.
Yeah, he'll be there. I think.
I think so.
The improvements I'm seeing him make, and there's also some things that I'm noticing about Drew Hanlon. I think he works with a few guys. I think he works with Beal. He works with Tatum, RJ, a few other those two guard kind of guys.
Not a lot of guys.
Not a lot of guys. A few guys, and he's very particular about who he works with.
Right.
If you notice, he puts out a lot more footage of those other guys than he does about RJ, and I think that's because he has a special little thing for RJ. It's a secret. It's a secret. Yeah. You guys see next year. You'll see next year. And I think he sees something there. He's not trying to put anything out. If you realize a lot of those footages that comes out about RJ, he's being tagged in it. I don't think he's not
putting any of the stuff out himself.
Yes. I think there's some things going on behind closed doors. I think, like I say to these guys all the time, last year, RJ did not get to have the offseason that he deserved.
No, he didn't have a summer league, any of the stuff like these other kids did.
None of that.
And look what he's done, the leaps he's made without having that time.
Without that. In one season. And this is what I'm saying. Without an off season, he came back, shot 20%, 20-something percent from three, and pushed it all the way up to
much better than it used to be.
Much better.
Much better.
Come on. And I think there's just so much that RJ he what's the word? He processes things a lot differently than other guys his age.
Right.
Mentally, he's on a different. His father
he's got a great maturity for the game.
Great maturity for the game. His father played for the league. Steve Nash is his godfather. If you don't think he's been in his ear since he was 13 years old, then
and he knows the realness of it because his dad played internationally too, and the roller coaster of that
of being that guy, not being that guy.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So he knows. You know,
there's a lot. There's a lot to his game that we will see next year. And like I said, he is also going against those same guys in practice. It's even not during the open runs. He's training with Bradley Beal. He's training with Jason Tatum and all of these guys. So I'm not worried about RJ. I think there's we're gonna see so much more from him next year. I don't want to put too many guarantees out there.
No, but it's an exciting time.
Yeah, you see it. So to wrap it up, as we were talking about Mitch, I think he If he stays around the right guys, he's got Kenny Payne, he's got Taj Gibson, and these guys will they're not gonna let him go off the reins and start doing crazy things and not staying mentally where he should be for this team.
And he's still young. He's maturing just like everybody else does.
Exactly. And he realizes how important he is to his team too, for sure.
My only concern with Mitch is it doesn't even have anything to do with his actual performance. It has more to do with what happens outside of basketball with his agents, because that has always been in the back of my head. The fact that he traded his agent so many times and the contracts and stuff like that, that worries me. That we'll develop him and then he's going to be out at the next contract that pays more or whatever.
Right.
I think New York will do everything it takes to keep him, but I feel like if there's a better offer, he's out of here.
Well, if that ever comes, I think they'll be savvy enough to trade him before he hits the open market, though.
Yeah.
So we'll still get something for him either way.
I do think so.
I would hope he'd be smart enough to hang out with us, seeing what we're doing. And then you got to also look at the landscape of the league around that time. Are there other teams that'll be doing as well as us, can offer what we could offer as far as the basketball side of things?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's especially when it comes to youth, development, just coaching. There's not many better places right now in the league, which is weird. And I'm not saying that as a Knicks fan. No, I'm saying that just looking at basketball and compared to the other teams.
In 1 year of culture change, they've literally changed everything.
Everything. I've seen development in the middle of the season. You've seen RJ go 1 for 20 to now being a 40% 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You don't do that just by going out there.
I saw Tibbs coaching IQ in summer league at the end of the game.
At the end of every game.
Hey, come here. Let me just you did a good job, but listen, what you got to do is
you did a good job, but hey, come on. And it's every single game. And quick dude, he goes over there, listens, and he drops his head and he listens. Okay. Yep. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then you find out he's back on the court after the game's over.
Yeah, after everybody leaves.
Yeah.
Where is he at? And if you think about that and you think about how Tibbs has always been his whole career, like you talk about how he was with Derrick Rose and the reason why they had that relationship. I don't think that was just a Derrick Rose thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just how Tibbs is.
No, it is.
He's very relatable.
And that's why cats like Derrick and Taj gravitate to him, because they left him.
Yeah. Right.
They went around the NBA a little bit. And they was like,
it's nasty.
It's whack over here.
It's nasty out here.
Hey, where the Tibbs at? What team you on? Hey, boss. Hey, yo. I can come? All right, cool. Hook it up.
Yeah. And I'll come off the bench. Yeah, you can pay me whatever.
I mean, because they both went to cold-ass Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
They were
played
on
with
that team.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Right. And then they said, he don't want to play. All right, we out. Where you going?
And they were there with Tibbs to see that, too.
Right. So as soon as Tibbs is gone, they're like, all right, Tibbs, so as soon as you get a new job, let us know.
Just hit me up. Let you know. Are you going to New York? Okay, go sit down.
All right. I'm stuck in Detroit, but you got a second rounder or something you could throw over here for him?
Yo, listen, I always say it's huge if you look at the fact that Derrick Rose could have been traded anywhere.
Yep.
Anywhere. He could have went to a championship team. He could have went to the Bucks. He could have went to the Lakers if he wanted to. He could have went to the Nets. But he said, I want to go to New York. That's where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that says a lot, because if he's saying that, that means something, that there's something that he and other players around the league are seeing. About. And they're like, I think that might be a good spot in a little while. And,
Taj and Noel took less money and stayed.
Yep. For sure.
And we were all afraid Nerlens was looking for the biggest bag he could find.
Yeah. For sure.
And I bet you he found it in like Sacramento somewhere and was like, man, I like New York. Y'all doing some stuff, boy.
Y'all doing something over here. I come off the bench if I have to. I'm cool. I don't need to start. I'm cool.
No, I'm good. I'm going to tell him I'm good.
I don't need to start. No, I'm good. I'll come behind Mitch. That's it.
For real.
I'll do that.
Where? Minnesota. I'm good.
Listen, who calling me? Is that Minnesota? No, I'm good, bro. No, I'm not doing that.
How do you get my number? How did he get my number?
How did he get my number?
I ain't called him.
Yo, man, This was great, bro. This was great, man. Definitely, like I said before the show, this is our first time face to face meeting each other.
Yes, indeed.
Great show. If
Won't
you're
be
in the
the
chat,
last, man.
won't be the
Won't be
last.
the last.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If y'all in the chat, please do me a favor, hit that like. That's all I say. Hit us, pay us with a like. That's it. Ain't been no
And if
pennies, no money,
please,
none
when
of that.
y'all get a chance, please stop by the Knicks Corner.
Yes, sir.
Me and Danny B, we definitely would love to have y'all chop it up, because we do it Knicks style, one
Yes, sir.
thousand percent over there.
Yo, listen, man. Shout out to you guys. You guys are doing y'all thing, man. Yeah, I don't really watch many. There's a select few because there's a lot of shows out
There's a lot
there.
of content
There's
out
a
there.
lot of content out there. But while I'm working, I usually click one and I just throw it in my back pocket and I just let it play. You know what I'm saying? So y'all are y'all in that rotation for sure. I'm gonna have Danny B on the show later on this week too. So y'all
Right
can
on.
tune in for that for sure. I was
Right
hoping to
on.
have y'all both on, but I think you have a show that night, I believe.
Yeah, my other show, The Candid Corner, is every Wednesday night,
Okay.
9 o'clock. So that's why that's a little disjointed sometimes, because
Mhm.
I'm giving it to the people quality style.
Right. At least we know for future reference. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
that
And I'll
this way
have
we
y'all
get
on that show too, baby. We
for
gets
sure.
down. We
This
gets
is
down.
this is what we're about, man.
Introduce
This is
y'all to
what
everybody who watch me. All
for
200
sure,
of them.
man. I appreciate you and thank you for coming on, Rick. You got anything you want to say, man?
Well, drop a handle so people know where to find you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. On Twitter, you can find me at Fahim Insurance. Yeah, it's corny. That's why I don't really talk about it much. It's like, oh,
Nah,
Coach
you
Fah.
very
What? Yeah. What are you, State Farm? What are you, Chris Paul?
Stay Farm. Oh
But yeah,
man,
at Fahim Insurance, hit me up. You could find the Knicks Corner on Twitter, of course, at the Knicks Corner, and also on YouTube. You could also find the Candy Corner on YouTube. Enjoy, and I'm just really grateful to have the time to hang out with you guys.
for sure,
Y'all
man.
are awesome. This show was
For sure.
rocking.
Appreciate you,
It
bro.
was a great time, guys. For
Yeah,
real.
man.
For sure. Appreciate you, man. And I'm gonna put everybody backstage real quick, so y'all just wait on for a second. If you are in the chat, please do me a favor. Here's with a like, subscribe, share, hit that bell so you're notified when we do go live. Y'all have a good one. Until next time, like we always say,